Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so I was hearing that you're feeling a little bit delusional, that you're starting to lose faith in the journey, is what I was hearing when I was preparing for the reading today. So let's tap into it and let's see what messages actually come through from Spirit for you today. So we'll hop straight into the tarot this morning. So we'll tap into your energy, just see what's around you in love at the moment, and then we'll tap into the person that's on your mind as well. So just to see where they're at with this connection and just to see really what's going on with them as well. So let's hop straight into it. All right, so we've got one of my lovers decks that we're going to use today. As I said, just hopping straight into the tarot this morning. Let's just get your energy. This beautiful main collective, just get your energy through these cards. As I'm looking out of my window as well, I can see there's actually this black and white bird that is flying around out there. I do believe it might be a magpie, to be honest, which is a very, very common Australian bird, depending on where in the world you're watching this reading from. But black and white animals or black and white birds that actually might resonate with whoever is watching this reading, just to tie you to this. All right, we've already got cards coming out. I will take these two, but I do want to actually split the deck. Your energy through these cards. All right, so what's around you in love at the moment? What's actually happening? All right, like I said, I've got these cards coming out. I've been told to take them, so I will take these, but I do actually want to split the deck just to get your overall ruling energy at the moment. Let's just see what we've got. Oh, that's really beautiful. So we've got the Hierophant has come up straight away, and then we've also got the Three of Swords. Oh, sorry, it's actually the Four of Swords. My apologies, Four of Swords. But that is in the reverse at the moment. So it actually means that they're actually pretty positive cards, I will say. So the Hierophant is all around, I'm getting a couple of things for this. So the Hierophant is very much around tradition. Typically, I take this as my marriage card, really. So this person on your mind, you might have actually been married, or you might have been in a serious commitment with this person. You also may have been planning marriage with this person as well. That's what I just heard. But the other thing that this card is this is also the Oracle, the Hierophant card. So this is really about you stepping into your really as in like a spiritual teacher. So really stepping into your mission work is how I see this card. It's very much that Oracle card. And I feel like you are very focused on your mission work at the moment, and really stepping into ultimately what you're supposed to be doing in this world, really how you're supposed to be giving back. I also heard, though, that you are ultimately seeing this person as your Hierophant, that you are actually wanting marriage with this person, this person on your mind, that this is still something that you're wanting. You are actually still wanting a serious commitment, is what I'm hearing, because we've got the Four of Swords with the Four of Swords in reverse. So the Four of Swords in the upright is all around. It's quite a stuck energy. I will be honest. It is really about reflection. It's a very reflective energy as well, but it's also quite overwhelmed as well when you just can't deal with anymore. And so it's a real mind ache card in the upright. So it's just that this connection really just provided you with a lot of anxiety. You were just feeling really overwhelmed, and you really had to take some time out. Really kind of a bit of a hermit energy too, but quite an overwhelmed energy when you're in the Four of Swords. It's a real mind ache here. But we've got this in the reverse, which means I think that you have been in the Four of Swords or in a Four of Swords energy, but now you're coming out of that and you are stepping into your Hierophant energy, is what I just heard. So you are very much focused, as I said, on finding better ways of living. I just heard that. So finding healthier ways to communicate with those around you. You've really been focusing on your healing journey. And you were doing that while you were in Four of Swords, really taking that time out to reflect on your healing journey. But now you're coming out of this. I just heard as well that you're just stepping into a much more abundant path. I also heard as well that you're also potentially thinking whether you should be moving on from this connection or not, because you are stepping into your Hierophant energy, into your Oracle energy. So once you did actually want something very stable with this person, very committed, like I said, it is the tradition card, so marriage. But you've been Four of Swordsing about this, and which you're now stepping out of it. So is this still something is this still something that you want? I just heard that is what you're asking yourself at the moment. All right, so let's keep going. I'm just going to get another couple of cards here just for your top row. And then we'll get into the tarot. Get my words out in a second. I'm feeling a little bit tongue-tied this morning, so maybe you're also feeling a little bit nervous about everything. Maybe this person in your mind's feeling a little bit nervous about everything. All right, just one more, please. All right. Okay, so this is your top row here. So let's just deal with this first card. So this is your current energy. And so we've got Temperance. So this is balance. This is all around balance. However, it is in the reverse, right? So Temperance is also Archangel Michael as well. You could be quite close to Archangel Michael. He might be one of your I want to say guides, one of your spirit guides as well. But Temperance, so Temperance is all around balance. So it's about inner balance, balance in a relationship. It's also around equal give and take as well. It's also spiritual balance. So really understanding your yin and your yang, really stepping into your Empress glow, and then understanding how to balance between your Emperor and your Empress, between the light and the dark. However, that's been in the reverse, right? So this is how you're seeing this connection at the moment, is you're really seeing that this was a lack of balance in this connection, that this really, when you guys went into separation, I just heard that this was a very painful journey for you, that this was something that you really, really broke you, I just heard that. It was a very, very painful ending, and it really threw you into an imbalance in your life. But also the connection when you guys were first brought into union was also very imbalanced. And you're still seeing this connection as an imbalance, which means that there has been some time since you've heard from this masculine. I am feeling, by the way, just FYI, that I am channeling the divine feminine here. So, and also just a little reminder as well that this is not a gendered reading. You could resonate either with the masculine or the feminine. It just depends on what journey you're on and which veil you've got. Either you've got the longing veil or you've got the avoidant veil, either one. But I do feel that I'm speaking with the feminine here. And so I just think that you feel that this connection really took you into an imbalance of all things. So an imbalance between in your life, spiritual imbalance as well. And like I said, I think that you're still questioning as to whether this connection could actually ever be a balanced connection. We've then got here, so we've got the Emperor, but we've got the Emperor in reverse. So this is how you see the masculine, right? And so this has been a blocker for so long, is that you really have seen this person as your divine masculine, as your as you know, you wanted that Hierophant, that real Hierophant energy, that marriage, that I think that you saw this person for a long time as your divine counterpart, but that there's been a real imbalance here, right? So this is in the reverse. So like I said, I think that this has taken some time to come through to you. I think there has been a lot of distance between the two of you, both emotionally and physically as well. But also that there's just been a lot of time here. I'm just hearing time. So there's been a lot of time between communication. And I think that this is really leading you to think that, look, is this person really my divine person? Also, the fact that they did bring so much imbalance into my life is that how could this person be my emperor, right? How could they actually be my twin flame, my divine counterpart, if they have brought so much imbalance and so much heartache into my life? And I think that at the moment that this is a real blocker for you, which would make sense as to why I was hearing that you're starting to feel really delusional, really losing faith in the journey, is what I'm hearing. To make sense that that's how I felt when I first sat down, which means that you're feeling really heavy at the moment. So I really do feel for you. But here we've got the world. So this is what you're trying to step into, right? It's a new cycle, right? Is the world card. So it's you. When I first sat down and I said, look, you've actually been on a real healing journey. And I think that you're wanting to really start to close out those really toxic cycles in your life and really move on to far better things. And not just in your romantic relationships, but in relationships in general. So relationships with friends, relationships with co-workers as well. I just heard that you're really focusing on the way that you communicate and the relationships that you have around you, and you're really starting to step into, or wanting to step into, these new cycles, that you're really wanting to leave toxicity behind and really step into a far more abundant path. And not just a pentacle abundance, but spiritual abundance, emotional abundance is what you're wanting to step into. So real world energy, stepping into that. And this is why this person on your mind, why it's really coming up as a question, is this person actually still your person? Or they may be a false twin flame, is what I just heard as well. So I think you're really questioning at the moment as to what's going on. And then we had wands. So we've got Ace of Wands, but then Ace of Wands in the reverse, right? So this is that lack of offer that hasn't come through. Like I said, I think that there has been some real distance, real time here between the two of you. I think that you are looking back at the time that you, even though probably quite brief, but the time when you were originally brought into union with this person, I think that you're looking back at this and just thinking, wow, there was just such an imbalance there. It was just, I'm just hearing the word toxic, so I'm going to say it, but it was just so toxic when we were together. And there has just been such lack of offer comes through. It's been so stuck. How can this really possibly be my person? I just heard, though, that you really have done a lot of healing as a result of this, that even though you're really starting to question this journey, I just heard that there's been a lot of healing done on your part. Is that when you first came into union with this person, you were a very broken person. And I think that you look back at how broken you were. I don't think you even realized at the time how broken you were. But I think that you look back at that time now and you see, and you look at where you are now in this moment, and you're just like, wow, like I can't even believe how far I've come. And I think now you're starting to question whether this person really was just here just to ignite you onto your healing journey, or if this person is actually your divine counterpart. So hopefully we get some, like I said, we just get some really lovely guiding messages come through. But this is your current energy. And then we've got the King of Swords, but we've got the King of Swords in reverse. So I think that this is still how you're seeing this person. I don't think that you, like I said, there has been a lot of time in between contact, between you guys going into separation and now. And I think that you definitely, this person was a King of Swords when they were with you. Also, you could be dealing with an air sign as well. All right, so that's going to be Gemini. I heard Gemini straight away, but it could be an air sign, Libra as well. But any of the air signs, any three of those three. I was just hearing Libra and Gemini straight away. But I think, so the King of Swords in the reverse, It's a really calculated energy. It's really, in the upright, he's a little, I see him as a little cold in the upright anyway, but he's very much in command of his thoughts, and he knows exactly which way he wants to go. You typically don't really want a King of Swords in the upright when it comes to love. It's a very, very logical card as well. Like, it's very much very logical. There's not a lot of heart. It's very all in the head. The King of Swords. And so when it comes to love, you don't necessarily want to see a King of Swords. However, in the reverse, is how you saw this person. So the King of Swords in reverse is quite unstable. He can be quite vindictive, quite selfish as well, I think, is how you saw this person when you guys were in union. Like I said, I think this is old energy though. I don't think you've had anything to compare this with, because there has been so much time between contact with you guys, but I think you're definitely still seeing this person as a King of Swords. I don't think that you've seen anything that would justify anything else. Also, I just heard that you might be the air sign as well. You might also be the air sign. But yeah, it's also, I just heard jealousy as well. It's a real jealous energy. Also, the King of Swords in reverse. And also, it is very much an avoidant personality as well. That King of Swords in reverse. It's quite a very cold. I don't want to sound too harsh about this masculine. I'm just channeling how you're feeling about this person, but it is a pretty cold, pretty distant energy. All right, so let's just confirm this row here on how you're feeling. So we've got, and then we've got the Lovers, but we've got the Lovers in reverse. Interesting that so there are actually 4 different Lovers cards in this deck, and this one is actually the 2 masculine. So we've got masculine, but in the reverse. So how I'm interpreting this card is, it quite possibly, you actually might be 2 masculines identifying as potentially the divine feminine and the divine masculine, if that makes sense. So I'm getting a couple of things. That definitely, I think we've got 2 masculine energies. However, I'm also hearing that there was a lack of, or you see this person with a lack of union in himself. So a lack of self-love with this person, that there was a lot of imbalance in this person. So he or this masculine hadn't found his own internal guide, balance, internal love is what I'm hearing. But ultimately that this is the Lovers in reverse. So this is very much that once you saw this person as your divine, but now, like I said, I think you're really starting to lose hope with that. There has been a lot of distance between the two of you, a lot of imbalance, and I think really caused by this masculine not having his own internal balance, being quite out of balance in his own life, which means that this masculine probably has a lot of addictions. I'm just hearing addictions as well. This masculine, when you knew him or you knew this masculine, like I said, I don't mean this to be gendered. When I say him or her, it's just referring to a masculine, feminine energy. But when you knew this masculine, that they were quite, like I said, out of balance, I think that they really numbed themselves through addictions, I'm hearing. And that could be addictions of all sorts. It could be gambling, I heard straight away, but it could be alcohol, substances, all sorts of addictions. But yeah, just really just out of balance, really, when you guys were together. Definitely not a relationship of equal give and take. Let's just say that. All right, so we've got the Emperor in reverse. And then we've also got the Judgment card but in reverse. So the Judgment is very much around is being called to action, right? Archangel Gabriel blows his trumpet and he calls you into your life path, into your mission work, into your destiny, right? Into what you should be doing in this world, which I think is really what you have been hoping that your masculine is stepping into, is that he's really starting to understand himself, that he's stepping into self-love, because this came through in the reverse, which means that when you were with this masculine, you actually didn't see a lot of evidence that he was on his life path. In fact, quite the opposite. I think that you were with someone who was quite substance addicted, addictions of some sort, really was that Emperor in reverse energy, really imbalanced. Also didn't make you feel like a priority either. Just heard that as well. So that imbalance that I keep talking about, I keep picking up on, is also just that there was a lot of work commitments. I'm just hearing that. Also brothers. This also could be with the two masculines here as well. I'm just hearing that brothers, there was a real masculine influence here that came in between the two of you. I just heard that as well. So it could be a brother's father. Just that there were a lot of things that came before you, which ultimately then led to your separation. Yes, and that this masculine was just very out of alignment when it came to his spiritual path, his pentacle path, his mission work. All right, but you're trying to close out cycles. You're trying to close out karmic cycles here with the world. All right, you want a new beginning, right? And also a new beginning with this masculine. Because then we've got the Nine of Coins. So you actually could be an earth sign. I just heard that. This masculine could also be an earth sign. You could be a air-earth pairing. But the Nine of Pentacles she's such a beautiful card. She's very much a glow-up card as well. So and very interesting to come up under the World card, right? So because you're wanting to start new cycles, you're wanting to get the toxicity out of your life. You've probably just had a real glow up as well. She's such a beautiful energy, the Queen, the Nine of Pentacles. You probably, I just heard a new fitness regime or something along those lines. I think that you've had a real glow up. And like I said, I just keep hearing you just want to start new. You want fresh energy in your life. Also owls. Owls could be really important. They could be a real significant animal sign for you. You could have seen an owl, heard an owl. You're also looking at owls here. Owls are one of my animals as well. But it's a real glow up energy. It's also around stability as well. So you're also wanting a lot of stability in your life. You also could be stepping into a period of quite abundance as well. So with this World card, actually stepping into a new cycle around your abundant path. I just heard that as well. So you might have just started a new job. You also might be about to start your own business as well. I just heard that. But real Nine of Pentacles energy is what you're trying to step into. Which is why you're looking back at this masculine, this old energy from this masculine, and just thinking, was this ever truly my person? All right, so we will tap into the masculine, all right, but I'm just getting your current energy and what's currently going on with you at the moment. All right, so then we've got, oh gosh, so we've got the Nine of Swords. And that's under this lack of offer, right? This Ace of Wands. So this lack of offer that has not come through to you. As I said, I think there's a lot of time here between the two of you, which is then leading you into this Nine of Swords, right? So there's a lot of mind ache, heartache, real heartbreak cards, a lot of anxiety as well. I think you're probably having a lot of sleepless nights. Yeah, I just said, like, the fear of repeating myself, just this lack of offer is really sending you into a lot of anxiety at the moment. All right, and then we've got Swords, but the King of Swords in the reverse, that real jealous distant energy. All right, we've actually got two here. I will take both of them for this card, but we've got the High Priestess, and then we've also got the Two of Cups, with the Two of Cups in reverse. So both of these make perfect sense under this, right? So we've got the King of Swords, which is this real, this is how you're still seeing this person, right? But sorry, King of Swords in reverse. And then we've got the Two of Cups, right? Or the Two of Chalices in this deck. And this is all about union. It's all about inner union as well as external union. It's also a soulmate card as well. Makes sense then that you're now seeing this in the reverse. For a long time, I think you felt that you had a soul contract with this person, but you're really just starting to doubt this now, which is why it's in the reverse. And then you've got the High Priestess here. Now, the High Priestess is a really beautiful card. This is all around, it's a very intuitive card as well. It's about understanding. It's about understanding your intuition. She also understands the balance between spirit and between the physical realm as well. She is a real, I feel like that this is how this is the energy that you're carrying at the moment. This is your actual energy. Is that you feel that you've stepped into your High Priestess energy, which means that you are well and truly on this healing path. I think that you are well and truly, I think that's why we had the Oracle to start with, right? So the Oracle and the High Priestess, those two energies, I think you are really stepping into that real mission work. You're really in tune with your intuition as well. I think you're really quite a bit magic, to be honest. But that is a result of this. So this lack of contact by this masculine, this heartache that's happened, it's really pushing you into your High Priestess, which means you're probably a reader yourself for some sort of a spiritual healer. But the High Priestess is beautiful, and it's what we're called to do when we are actually on this journey. I would say too, I'm just being told to tell you that if you have stepped into this High Priestess, that if you do feel that all of this amazing energy has come about, that if you're starting new cycles, that you're healing out a lot of your karmic cycles and learning better ways of communicating and just being in this world, if you are having a glow up, if you're stepping into your Nine of Pentacles energy and you feel like you're now stepping into High Priestess, I feel like this doubt that you've got around this connection is probably something that you just need to work through. I feel like that this is a layer in your journey that you are going to need to just work through. And I know that probably that is really irritating for me to say, especially if you've been on this journey for as long as I feel you probably have. But I think that, it's just a reminder that this is a layer that you just need to be getting through. That there is just so much healing and abundance that you're stepping into. That I think that these doubts, it's just another layer. It's a layer you're going to have to get through. I'm not trying to keep repeating myself, but yes. All right. So my beautiful High Priestess. Okay, let's actually so that's your energy at the moment. So let's tap into the masculine now. I actually want to see what's going on with this masculine and really how he's feeling about everything. So which cards? All right, I'm actually going to get I want to see what animal energy he's in at the moment is what I want to get. So I'm going to get these cards. And I'm also going to be referring to the guidebook for these ones. So it's the Beast of Albion cards. So I'll be referring to this. But I want to just currently see your masculine and see what energy he's in. Like I said, I think it's been some time since the two of you have spoken. So you've actually got no idea about the kind of energy that he's in. It's very old energy I was hearing. So let's just get into this. So I'm going to read that out again. Just want to get into your masculine. All right. So what energy is around this masculine at the moment? What is happening? All right, I'm going to split the deck here to get your masculine's energy into these cards. Bear with me too. These are very large oracle cards. So I've just straight away just split it onto the mouse and the stag. So we've got the number 1 and the number 19. So those dates might actually be relevant to you. I'm not going to take these cards. I'm just being told to look at the dates. So maybe the 19th of the 1st, 19th of January, that might actually be, might resonate with you. All right, so let's see the energy that's currently around your masculine. What energy is here at the moment? Oh, I've got cards falling out at me. All right, we'll take these two. I will get another one, but I'm being told let's just take these two to start with. Oh, look at this. So we've got the butterfly. So he must be going through a huge metamorphosis at the moment. So I think that real, that King of Swords in reverse energy, I just kept hearing that it is old energy, and that you haven't had anything to compare it to. I will get the book for this and we'll refer to it, but butterfly energy is very much around metamorphosis and healing and growing. You know, you start out, as that, do you call it a chrysalis in the, as that little caterpillar, and then you grow into this beautiful butterfly. So, and I do get the feeling that is your masculine at the moment. I do think that he is going through a big metamorphosis at the moment. Also, the number 38, that could also be quite relevant, or the 3rd of the 8th, 8th of the 3rd. We'll come back to the hair, but I just want to deal with the butterfly to start with. And if you're in this energy, if he's in this energy, it means that he is also going to be awakened on the same frequency of this journey, right? So he will also understand around twin flames and divine counterpart connections. But here we go. So the butterfly. So the butterfly represents the freedom to move on the wings of change, although there is a warning that this may become a transient existence, flitting around with no true direction or purpose. It may also symbolize development and symbolize transformation of the personality through experience. So it's exactly as I was saying. So it's a real healing card. It's a real metamorphosis card. The butterfly takes pleasure in beauty, but is not tied by the desire for the acquisitioning of lasting wealth. So chances are your masculine, when you knew him, I say when you knew him, you still know him, but when you were in contact with him, when you were first brought into union, I feel was probably quite a materialistic person as well. I feel that this is part of his shadow that he's healing out. And also too, that he also flitting around with no true direction or purpose. That really stuck out to me. So as the caterpillar that he was, he probably didn't have a lot of direction and really did just flit around, probably was a real procrastinator as well. If he's wearing the avoidant veil, that he will procrastinate about a whole lot of stuff, not just matters of love, but this will be reflected across all aspects of his life. Was really unable to responsibility. I just heard the word responsibility, just really unable to be responsible. I feel like you probably had a lot of arguments about this as well. That caused a lot of conflict in your relationship, but he's really examining this. I just am hearing immature, just really quite immature when you met him, real avoidant, real immature, and also to quite, I think addictions really did play a big influence in this connection. But all of this is what he's healing out, right? He's stepping into this real butterfly energy. I think he really understands his shadow, or he's really starting for the first time to examine his shadow for the very first time, which is beautiful energy. All right, so we've got the hair. Also number 33. I feel like you might be seeing a lot of 333s at the moment as well. So that's all around being divinely protected as well, 333. Also third of the third. That might resonate with someone, a date or a birthday of some sort. But let's go for the hair. All right, so number 33. Let me find this. So the hair represents enthusiasm for life, the awakening of new energy. Well, there you go. And inspiration and the expression of the energy in unconventional ways. Well, that's interesting. So he might also be, or your masculine might be also stepping into their oracle as well, into their mission work, something unconventional. Maybe they've discovered that they're a healer themselves, a spiritual healer as well. It may also represent obsession. The compulsion of the hair's madness needs to be tempered with responsibility. So that's interesting that I was picking up on jealousy, when a real jealous energy, quite an obsessive energy, which I think is what this masculine is starting to heal out when I was talking about that King of Swords in reverse. It may also represent obsession. The compulsion of the hair's madness needs to be tempered with responsibility. So here's that responsibility word come up again. The hair tends to follow a whim without thinking through the consequences and prefers to live a carefree existence. Yeah, this is what this masculine is currently working through, and really considering what we've been talking about, I don't think it could have been summed up any more than the hair. That this is what this masculine is healing out. He understands his lack of responsibility and how you really couldn't rely on him for anything. I just heard that he was very flaky. I just heard that word that probably resonates. I don't normally use that word, but quite flaky, and quite materialistic is what I heard. But this is, like I said, this is energy that he's healing out, because he's now in butterfly. So hair energy, yes, but into butterfly. All right, I'm just going to get one more just for your masculine, and then we're going to get the tarot for your masculine, but I just want to see this here. Just one more animal card. Oh, we've got them flying out. I will just take that one. Oh, gosh, they're all just flying out here. My gosh. All right. And here we have the owl again. We've got the owl back. So I think that owls are very important here. I always see wisdom here. Really, it's a very intuitive card as well. But it's the owl's also a creature of the night, so they can see through the dark. They can see through tough times. The owl as well, but it's very much a wisdom card. Also the number 23, the third of the second of the third, that could also mean something. But I think the owls are quite significant for this collective. Okay, so the number 23. So the owl represents the death of old order. All right, so this is very fitting. Gosh, I'll get there in a second. Okay, the owl represents the death of the old order. Its call warns that you must be prepared to adapt to a new way of thinking. So this is what this masculine is doing. To accept the loss of the old and familiar. It can also represent the ability to see clearly through the darkness of chaos, confusion, and deception. So that's what I was saying, right? I think your masculine for the first time is learning how to trust his intuition. I think there's a real maturity coming about your masculine, and I think that you might be really surprised when you do come back in contact with your masculine. It also represents the ability to see through darkness and chaos, confusion and deception, and the need for self-examination. The owl may have a tendency of over-analysis or criticism. So over-analysis, when I was saying about being very logical, right, very much in the mind as a King of Swords. So I definitely think that you were dealing with someone who you very much saw as that King of Swords, that real air energy. But like I was saying, is I think for the first time, yes, he is absolutely starting to trust in his intuition. He's really on his healing journey. And yes, I think that you might be really surprised when you do come back into contact with this person, with this masculine, when he actually does reach out. But that's really beautiful. Okay, so let's get the tarot for your masculine. Let's see how he's seeing this connection. So that's the healing journey that he's on at the moment. But let's see how he is dealing. Just how he sees this connection at the moment. All right, so we might use this one, I think, for your masculine today. I'll get there in a second. These cards here. All right. So how does this masculine currently see this connection? All right, I will take these cards. That was also the King of Pentacles, or the King of Earth in this deck. But here we go. So we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. And then we've also got the Eight of Pentacles as well. And just on the bottom here, I've just been told to look at the bottom of the card. So we've got the Fool card, or the really sort of like the Rabbit card, but this is the Fool card here. So this is all about taking steps, having the confidence to take that step into a new way of doing things. Also, having the courage to take a step towards you is what I just heard. So this is what he's trying to embody at the moment, is actually coming towards you. So I know that you're feeling really quite negative about this connection at the moment, and really questioning whether this masculine, what on earth was all of this for? But your masculine, I feel, he is wanting to come through. I don't think that you're ever very far from this masculine's mind. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so let's keep going here. All right, I just want to split the deck just to get your overall energy. Okay, so we've actually got, we've got Five of Pentacles in the reverse. We've also got, that's the Temperance card again as well. That's actually the Temperance card that's come back. So this masculine understands that this connection is out of balance, or has been out of balance. So you've both got that card. So you both understand that there was some real issues here around equal give and take as well. So I really think that this is what your masculine is very much focusing on at the moment, is really that lack. So just not in his life, just in his life as well. I'll get my words out in a second. Not just in this connection, but just in his general life. Really that I just heard that he's just really sick of not being in control of his own life, of his own destiny, is what I'm hearing. But then also as well, so we've got the Five of Pentacles, but then the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So he wants to come out of the cold with you. Right? So the Five of Pentacles is all around being in the cold. He wants to come out of that cold with you. So he wants to step into new energy, which means he wants to make contact. He really does. He wants to come out of that cold with you. All right, I'm just going to get a couple more cards here. Okay, so okay, we've actually got a few here. So I'll take all of these. Well, I've got two more, I should say, so I will take all of these. This is your top row. Just move my little owls here to the side so I can fit all of this in. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse, and then we've got the Eight of Pentacles as well. So the Nine of Cups is very much around emotional blockers, right? So in the reverse, it's very much around emotional blockers. So he understands that. I've just heard that it is his emotional immaturity that really led to the demise of this connection, is what I just heard. I know those sound like very strong words. I normally wouldn't use those words, but I just heard that. So he very much understands what ultimately led to the destruction of this connection. Like I said, they're very strong words, but I'm just getting that feeling. Your masculine might also be a very wordy person. Like I just heard that he likes to use big words. I just heard that. That's going to resonate with some of you. But then we've got this Eight of Pentacles as well. So we've got these two together. And the Eight of Pentacles is really around like you've done the Seven of Pentacles, you've laid down, your roots, your seed, the seed, it's waiting to germinate. You're waiting for those manifestations to come through. You've then stepped into the Eight of Pentacles, which is those manifestations have come in, and now you're becoming a real master, right? So your connection, really, really working very hard to become, to have a really solid foundation, a real, real chariot energy, like really, really, we're hearing hard fought, which will resonate with the right collective, but really seeing the fruits of the labor and really becoming very good at being in a relationship, really, really, yes, you know what I'm trying to say, right? But he understands it through his emotional blockers that this has been what's prevented that actually happening, right? You guys actually stepping into that Eight of Pentacles energy, and then Nine of Pentacles. Also, too, whenever I see this, this always reminds me of two swans, and two swans are always that a real soulmate symbol, right? So I do believe, if you can see here, it is an Aries with the goat, or that ram, that sort of energy. But I always see, with the two horns, I always see this as the two swans. So I do believe that this masculine still sees you as his divine counterpart, who he wants to take a step to. And he's been doing a lot of healing in order for that to happen. We've then got Scout of Earth. So Scout of Earth is the Knight of Pentacles. So yes, it is the Knight of Pentacles, right? Which is actually a really beautiful energy. This is how he's wanting to come through to you, is the Knight of Pentacles. It's also a very slow moving knight, right? So the other knights, you don't really want me personally, you don't really want your masculine to be coming through as a knight, like definitely like a Knight of Wands, or a really kind of like a Knight of Cups, quite immature energy. But the Knight of Pentacles is very slow, which means that this connection has taken a long time, and he's taken a long time to come through to you, but he wants to come through to you solid. He wants to give you a stable offer, right? Which takes time to come through, right? And then we've got the Death card, right, which is all around death and new beginnings. So it's all around. So you've got the World card, and your masculine's got the Death card, right? So really closing out old karmic cycles is what he's doing, and then stepping into brand new energy, right? So he's probably I just heard really dealing with shadow, really dealing with addictions, and yeah, really wanting a new beginning with you. I just heard. So he is wanting to come through as this scout, this very stable knight, this really grounded offer. He's wanting to make an offer through to you. And he wants to do it in a way where he's not coming through to you with a whole lot of baggage, is what I just heard. All right, so that real death card, just clearing out old karmic stuff. We've then got the two of Pentacles, but that's in the reverse. So the Two of Pentacles is really about having balance in life. So we've got another card of balance here, which means that this masculine, given that that's in the reverse, understands that it is his imbalance, or the masculine's imbalance, that ultimately led to the disagreements between the two of you, and then ultimately the separation. So the Two of Pentacles in the reverse is, in the upright, it's all around having balance between family, friends, work, life balance, really being able to balance those two pentacles. But in the reverse means it's really quite out of balance. So it's another balance card. And then we have the Hanged Man, but the Hanged Man in reverse. So the Hanged Man is, once again, it's a reflection card. It's about taking time out, trying to understand what the next way forward is, especially with this connection, because it's specific to this connection. I feel that this masculine now knows exactly what he wants, given that this is now in the reverse. So he understands what he wants out of relationships. There's been a lot of shadow work done here. He understands now what he wants, so he knows which way forward, he knows which way to go. That Hanged Man, in the reverse, is very much that he's wanting to come out of that energy. And ultimately, I just heard towards you, he's wanting to make an offer towards you. All right, let's get a couple of cards here. So we've got that real emotional blockage. Yeah, so there we go. So we've got the five of wands. All tongue-tied. I'm not so tongue-tied. Like I said, maybe this masculine's getting quite tongue-tied. He wants to come through to you. But we've got the Five of Wands, which is all about conflict. Yeah. So he understands, and this is what I was talking about when I was first talking about this card, is he understands that his lack of emotional maturity, the real blockers he had with his emotion, have really led to a lot of conflict with you guys, which he's reminiscing about. He understands. I'm also seeing the Six of Cups card as well. So that real reminiscing energy. Then we've got Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is all around choices, right? And potentially not making the right choice. I think that this is very much, because this is coming up in the blocking row. Also, I always see these fish here, so it's a quite Pisces energy. Could also be dealing with a Pisces or a water sign, but basically made you feel like an option, right? That there were a lot of choices that were ahead of you, that, and he knows this, he knows he didn't make you feel like a priority. Like I said, I feel, I'm just hearing that word brothers again, brothers, or some sort of a masculine energy. Maybe he was very, very focused on friends as well. I just heard that, with friendships around him. But we've then got Scout of Earth. Oh, and what's this? So we've got Source of Fire. So Source of Fire is the Queen of Wands. I'll get my words out in a second. The Queen of Wands, the Source of Fire. So you could be a fire sign, actually, but this is how this masculine sees you. So the Source of Fire, so she is all about action, but she's also a very beautiful card as well. She's very, I want to say classy, but just very, very magnetic energy. Is, she's really beautiful. She's very charming. She also understands exactly what she wants in life as well. A real go-getter, someone that knows exactly which way they're heading. And I think that this is I'm getting a couple of things. I think this is the energy that the masculine wants to come through to you, as he does want to come through to you as someone that knows exactly which way to go, that he's done a lot of work on himself. Well, the masculine's done a lot of work on themselves, and they're really wanting to come through to you correctly, as that real stable offer. But also, yeah, that they see you as that queen, Like I said, you might actually be a fire sign yourself. It's a lot of the real like passionate kind of energy as well. I think there was a lot of passion between you guys when you were together. I'm just hearing that as well. A lot of passion. This masculine's never forgotten the passion between the two of you. All right, so we've got death. Oh, but then we've got the Ten of Pentacles. There we go. So he's wanting to close out karmic cycles to then come through to you. So he still sees you as the Ten of Pentacles. So that is really around stability. For whatever reason too, I've just flipped up to this as well. So this is the Eight of Cups. So that's walking away from things that do not serve your masculine anymore. It's also his energy at the moment. So like I said, I think he's really starting to close out karmic cycles at the moment. But Ten of Pentacles, that's the family, the kids, the dog, in the traditional deck as well. It's also a very abundant path, to step into Ten of Pentacles. Like, you guys have gone through a lot in order to get to Ten of Pentacles. But this is what he's wanting. He's wanting to close up those karmic cycles and step into this Ten of Pentacles with you. It's really beautiful energy that he still sees you that way. All right, so then we've got that imbalance card. So the Two of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles here as well. A lot of earth energy. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus as well. All right, so then we've got, Scout of Fire, but in the reverse. Okay, so Scout of Fire, but in the reverse. That is the Knight of Pentacles. That's what we were talking about. Sorry, not Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, right? So this is really the player card, right? This is my player card. Very charming, very quick to action, not a lot of substance behind his actions. It's a real player energy. He's also got a lot of wands out there, right? If you know what I mean. I think that this is definitely the energy that this masculine met you in, which then really led to that Two of Pentacles, but in reverse. So a lot of imbalance, really quite an immature energy. And he knows this about himself, which is why it's in the reverse. He's trying to come out of this energy. He's trying to pull himself out of this Scout. He's wanting to step into the Queen and then ultimately into the King, right? Is what he's wanting. He's trying to come out of that player lifestyle. I'm just going to say it. He's wanting to come out of his player lifestyle. That's really going to resonate for this, right, collective? All right, and then lastly, all right, I will take both of these because we've got the Hanged Man in reverse, which means he's done a lot of reflection. He's coming out of Hanged Man, like he knows exactly what he wants. And then we've got the Strength card. All right, and we've also got the Lion here, which is why there's a lot of fire here. So you really could be dealing also with a fire sign, Leo in particular. But this is that real strength card, that he's now stepping into. And then we've got Three of Pentacles, which is all around being a student. It's very much my student card, but it's also getting guidance from others. So I feel that he's actually getting advice at the moment on how he should be coming through to you. He is stepping into his strengths, and he's trying to get advice on how to come through. That's what I just heard, because ultimately I just saw my Six of Wands card. He wants victory with you. He really does. But he's really stepping into his strengths at the moment. And also getting advice. I feel like he's getting advice on you. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to get next steps for this masculine. So I'm going to get the little black cards for this. And then we'll see. So straight away I'm hearing in the next card, interesting. There's a lot of fire. I reckon he might be coming through to you quite quickly. I mean, fire is wands is days, right? So he could, I'm hearing that this might not actually be very long at all. And he's going to want to come to reach out. But let's get these little black cards. All right, I want to see him coming through. Like I said, he's clearly talking to people about you, about the right way to come through to you. All right, so what is the next? I want to say the next sort of like, I'm straight away hearing weak. So please don't hold on to this reading either, but I'm just, like, if this is also not your collective, then please try to not make these details fit. I don't want to give anyone, like a false hope, right? So, but I am feeling that this, for the right collective, that this won't be very long at all. All right, so next few days, what's happening? A couple more, please. I feel like I need to get one more. All right. So straight away we got coffin, right? So endings, new beginnings. So that's the death card. So just confirming that he is absolutely closing out karmic cycles at the moment. He's wanting to close out these karmic cycles so that he can come through to you. But new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Exactly what we were talking about. Yeah, it's that coffin card. We've then got hammer. So we've got rebuilding, working on it. Persistence. So this is very much my card that after you have gone through a series of tower moments, this is the hammer, this is the fixing it, right? So this is the rebuilding. So I think that he's currently closing out karmic cycles and rebuilding, right? I think that when this masculine comes through to you, you will be shocked about how much growth has happened. I really do, because he's in rebuild stage at the moment. What else have we got? So receiving what you want, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. So this is exactly what we're talking about. So this is six of, always reminds me of the 6 of swords. This, in the boat, leaving behind really rough seas, going into calmer waters. And we've got the coffin, he's rebuilding, he's, real that 6 of swords energy. Like I said, he's really finding much healthier ways of living. Really is. He's really stepping into new karmic cycles. All right, so we've got abundance. So keeping a positive mindset. All right, so manifesting exactly what he wants, gratitude, bliss. I just heard, so he's really focusing on his abundant path as well. And not just pentacles, but also emotional abundance. Really trying to keep his positive mindset, but also manifesting exactly what he wants. I just heard he's trying to manifest you. He's wanting to manifest you in. And then we've got that seduction card, so attraction, flirting, dating. I'm hearing a couple of things for this. I think that this is what he's going over, is that this is third party interference. So he's going over the third party interference that is in his life, the third party interference that came in between you guys, but also the fact that he now wants to, flirting, attraction, that's that connection that you guys have, right? And that's what he's thinking about. And he's wanting to date. And I'm hearing date you, is what I heard. And then we've got paradise, so happiness, expression, joy, oneness, enjoying each other. This is what he's wanting to step into with you, is this happiness, joy, playfulness, oneness. That's really what he wants to do with you. I'm going to get a couple more here. I just heard as well that I think that he is a little concerned that you might be dating someone else. I don't get the feeling that you are, but I think that this is something that plays on his mind. And look, as I say that, so not today, so not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, still angry. I think that this is him. He's going in and out. I think I'm very much seeing that hovering card. Right, he really wants to reach out to you, but as I was saying, I feel like he's a little concerned that you are actually dating something else, that you're in a different relationship. That's him. So avoiding the conversation. He's been going in and out. Oh, and I just saw on the bottom there, so masks, so not showing true feelings. Oh, I'm going to get another couple more here. So sunglasses. So watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting. So you might even be able to feel him in your energy at the moment. But he's definitely got his eyes on you for sure. So he's watching, looking. I do absolutely get the feeling that there will be the golden mirror. The golden mirror is all around. So look, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship. This comes back into that balance again, that he's the imbalance between the two of you that he's been thinking about. But he's definitely got his eyes on you. All right, let's get two more. And then we've got wedding rings. So union, married, soul connection, eternal love. This is still how he sees you, but also that he's preparing for union as well. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be very long, and you've got something coming through to you. Like I said, it's a union, wedding. I'm also going back to that Hierophant card as well. So you're both, there's something, yeah, these wedding rings. Either you guys potentially were married or talking about marriage as well. I think I said that when I first actually split that deck. But he's definitely preparing for union. And then we've also got the Phoenix. So look, so new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change. This is all around him moving into that new phase with you. All right, we didn't get coffee cup and we didn't get love call come out, which was what I wanted to just get a few more to see if it would come out. So maybe we're not quite meant to know yet. Maybe there are still some things that are supposed to be a surprise for you. But I don't think, like I said, I'm getting real wands energy. I don't think, and there's so much wand energy that came out in that spread. I don't think it's going to be very long till you're actually hearing from this person. Why do I feel like I need to get a couple of picture cards? The fear of this going over just way too long. Don't know why I'm being told to get these cards, but I just want to get. So this is the right way, the broken mirror deck. It's also a twin flame deck. So I've just been told I need to get a couple of these. Let's see what comes out with these. Straight away we're getting infatuation. Oh. All right, well, we will take all of these. Why not? So, all right. Gosh, I mean, it's such a big mess here. Right, the first one that came out was infatuation. So this is still how he's feeling about you, which is why I said I just still don't think it's. I don't think it's going to be very long. I think you absolutely have a message coming through to you. So infatuation, obsession, attraction. He's never gotten over the chemistry that's between you guys. Try and just make this a little bit neater. That other one that came up as well was soul contract. So we've got soulmates, partnership, spiritual union, right? So this is absolutely how this masculine sees you. Also, we had that wedding ring. So soul connection, soul contract, soulmates. You know, you both see each other like this, right? You both see each other as each other's soul contract. Then we've got contemplation. So yes, so this is him still trying to decide whether to message you or not. Like I said, I don't think it will be long, and he does, but he's still trying. Yes, no. I don't know if the decision has been made just yet. I don't know. He's still contemplating it, but he wants to. He really does want to come through to you. And then we've got, so this is the things that I've just got straight away, that this is his blocker, right? This is still why he's in contemplation. So we've got cold shoulder. So the fact that there has been so much distance between you guys have been in separation. I think the time is also really plays on his mind a lot as well. And also the fact, and this is everything, confirming everything we've been talking about. So fighting, so, you know, that real 5 of Wands energy, that really was caused by, you know, the fact that you really were made to feel like a third party here, which, you know, caused trust issues, you know, a very imbalanced relationship, and also the fact that your masculine was quite detached. All right, so this is what he's going over at the moment. This is why he's still in contemplation. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be very long till you get a message. All right, I'm being told that that's it. That's actually it. So it will be very interesting to hear how this actually goes for you. I would it would be actually really great to hear. I'd love to hear from you, to be honest. Especially with all of that Wands energy. Like I said, I don't think it will be very long, and you're going to have something coming through. All right, so look, we will leave it there. That is the end of the reading. If you have made it all the way through to this on this journey with me, all the way through to this end here, I would ask that you like and subscribe to this channel. Obviously, it helps me, of course, but more importantly, given that I'm such a brand new channel here on YouTube, that it does help these messages get out to those that actually do need to hear them. So I would ask that you support in that way as well. But that's it for today. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next reading.